Italy, the embodiment of sun and la dolce vita, lures travelers across the Europa Bridge, the most important section of the Brenner Autobahn. Opened in 1963, it was a structural sensation and for more than 40 years renowned as the highest bridge in Europe. Millions of tourists have crossed this bridge and claim it as a highlight of their vacation.
The span is relatively small, but the height was a big challenge. An enormous amount of preparation went into building this impressive bridge. Its size and its importance as a transport route was decisive in calling it the Europa Bridge.
It's a bold construction. The girder bridge was built on concrete and steel pillars, the tallest of which is 180 meters high. 22 workers died during the construction. Legend has it that during the concrete pouring, several found their final resting place within the pillars. A small hillside chapel overlooks the bridge. In the summer months, it's a tourist attraction. Now, in winter, hardly anyone finds their way here. The chapel walls are decorated with a scene from Greek mythology. Europa astride a bull. There's also a donation box for victims of traffic accidents. The bridge has seen its share of mishaps, as Peter Augschol, but every safety precaution is taken. The civil engineer works for ASFINAG, the operating company that oversees the bridge.
Last year we had a major inspection. The monitoring team was on the bridge for about 3 weeks. Every single surface has been inspected carefully.
He takes us down into one of the pillars. He checks the settling tank, the heart of the bridge's drainage system. Some call the deep rumblings down here the bridge making music. It's only a few kilometers to the Autobahn Maintenance Authority in Plön, teasingly nicknamed the Sheriff. They can oversee the entire route and get hourly weather updates, specially compiled for the Brenner Autobahn.
The Europa Bridge is certainly one of the big bridges, but some 1/3 of the entire A13 Brenner Autobahn is made up of bridges.
A staff of 40 keep traffic moving here. In the winter months, that means a lot of snow removal. At peak times, a dozen snow-clearing vehicles spread salt across the roadway, around 6,000 tons a year. The low Alpine Pass is one of the most important transit routes in Europe. Over 40% of all traffic crossing the Alps uses this motorway and the Europa Bridge.
50 years ago, the Europa Brücke was a perfect symbol of technical progress, economic growth, and the optimism of post-war Europe that was growing together more and more. Today, it is a myth, buried under thousands of trucks passing the bridge day by day.
2008 broke all records with an average of over 5,000 trucks a day. For the operating company, the trucks alone bring in €1 billion a year. That keeps the Schönberg toll booth extremely busy. A boon for some, a bane for others. After inheriting property, Franz Maurer tore down his grandfather's house and built a new one of his own. It would be a prime location, he says, if the Autobahn weren't directly above his head.
2 years ago, I removed the entire roofing again, took off the tiles down to the insulation. I installed soundproofing, and then I replaced the roof. It cost a lot of money, but ASFINAG won't pay us a cent.
He can't find a buyer for his house, and now in winter, the salt is a further annoyance.
You can see the white spots on the window panes. It's salt from the Brenner roadway. It's extremely difficult to remove. The windows need cleaning daily.
Further along is the Reimers farm. The family's been here for over 600 years. They've given up farming and now just keep a few ponies. The Autobahn is right outside their door.
You just have to deal with it. There's no other option, right? Otherwise, you'd have to move. If I paid attention to each and every truck or car, oh, there's another one, I'd go crazy. So you learn to live with it.
They worry, though, that traffic could increase. But one local has no complaints. The owner of the Brenner Bridge restaurant. Together with his brother, who works in the kitchen, he took over the business 7 years ago. Business is booming.
Guests come here, look around, take a little walk, and then come to us or the place next door. They look at the bridge and then get a bite to eat. Thank God.
Maybe the bridge will quiet down at some point in the future, as it did in the 1960s, but people are still likely to stop, stretch their legs, and take time to admire the Europa Bridge.